Hello. Sorry, my co-hosts are a little loud right now. I have been having some spiked beverages. I feel like I want this to kind of be reminiscent of drunk history when the invited guests would be drunk talking about some real historical facts. I'm trying to give you these recaps with a little twist. And if my co-host could just bring it down a little bit, it'd be so funny if y'all don't even hear him. But my friends know that them grasshoppers and whatever else is out there croaking, they be loud. All right. Remember, I am doing a recap for A Moth to a Flame. If you haven't caught my last video where I kind of broke down some of the characters, some of the themes that I pulled from the book. Those are not all the themes, but those are some of the themes. I want to be clear on that because I know I forgot to say trauma. But, you know, trauma is just kind of like, that's just like the tone of the book. It's very traumatic. But once you get past that, this is a traumatic ass book, then you can get to the other things. Stay with me. All right, I didn't tell you what I was sipping on. So, girl, hold on a second. Before I even get into that, go ahead and go down to your nearest Popeyes. Get the chilled strawberry lemonade beverage, right? Ain't nothing but sugar. So, but that's the warning, right? Once we get over that hill, you know it's nothing but sugar, right? Get you that drink. Get back to your place and add your refreshing beverage. Now, for me, today I did a little cognac. That's what I was feeling. So, do whatever you want to do. So, yeah. Let me go ahead and top this up with a little bit of water because you pop open that book. You start off with the girls. They're riding down whatever street they're on out in Flint, Michigan, going to the club. And all you hear is, now, Diva is a female version of a hustler. Right? And they're going someplace they aren't supposed to be going. Guess what they're going? They're going to the club. How are they going to the club? Because Raven's only 17 years old. And I'm sure her bestie Nikki's only 17 as well. But that's the thing. When you are hood royalty, and your pops is the kingpin. He run these streets. His name ring bells. You can do what the hell you want to do. So we're already starting off in the dumps. Before they go to the club, they got a pregame, so they stop off at the liquor store. You know, Raven is in the car waiting for her homegirl to come back out. We see this mysterious brother pull up, and the brother happens to be Ethic. No words were exchanged. Just she gave him that look. When you give him that look, do you know what's going on? Ethic wasn't really feeling it. His girl came to the car, and Raven got upset. They get to the club. The music is playing. They're hitting the dance floor. They're having a good time. Then they go take a little break. And I mean, as soon as they took their break, here comes Menace to Society number 1 and number 2. Scrub number 1 and number 2. Who other than Mazan and his friend? I don't even know his name, so we're going to continue to call him Scrub. So he's trying to talk spit game, and so is the Scrub trying to talk to Nikki. According to Raven, though, she has a rule book that can rule out when a corny dude is talking to her. I'm just going to read you the rules. So I actually wrote them down. Yes, rule number 1, he has to be fine. Debatable. Rule number 2, he couldn't be corny. You could stop right there because Mazan screams corny to me, but according to her, she didn't think he was corny. Rule number 3, he had to be paid. Debatable. Rule number 4, he had to have a tight shoe game. Okay, so maybe he found some Air Force Ones to go to the club that day. I just feel like she said he passed with flying colors. Her words, not mine. Anyway, we're moving on. So they're going back and forth in the club. They're trying to, see what's up. Can't talk too much because shots fired. And I'm trying to figure out if I can't go to Bella Noche's, where the hell can I go? So they had to disperse up the club. Everybody's screaming, She decides to split up from her best friend, Nikki. I can't remember these names. She calling Nikki like, Nikki, where are you? Nikki's like, oh, girl, don't worry about me. I'm chilling with the Scrub. And Raven says, okay. She couldn't even get to her car because apparently it was so crowded around it, and he said, don't worry, I got a car, you could ride with me. They're riding. She's evidently very nervous, very anxious, because not only is she in the car with a total stranger. I forgot to mention a really important part. Homegirl says she's 21. She lied to this man, told him that she was 21 when she is in fact 17. Mazan is 22. So he sees her kind of nervous. She wants to play it off like, I've been here before. This is my first time ever doing this. In efforts to make her feel comfortable, this man says, babe, let me help you with that. I see you a little anxious. So he pulls out a cigar, sprinkles a little weed in there, right? But it don't stop there, because a man like Mazan, he gonna have to do a little bit extra. So not only is he sprinkling the Mary Jane in that cigar, he lacing it with coquiana in her face. He said, baby, I'm doing this for you because I want you to relax. How relaxed do you want me to be? I mean, like, damn. Alcohol, weed, cocaine? What? Anyway, she sees him. She's like, oh my gosh, if I say no, I'm going to be like really lame. So like, I got to do it. Peer pressure is a mother. So she does it, and she immediately enters a trance. I don't even think homegirl really was too familiar with weed. And like, wow, your first real pull is with not only weed, but also with coke. So you ready to see where this is going. So they're interacting, they're kissing and feeling. He's like, babe, we can go in the house. She's like, oh, I'm not gonna jump off. A man like Mazan not gonna hear that. But you said you had a rule book and you could spot a corny man from a mile away. I detect a lie. He said, oh, I was just checking, baby. And she's like, no, actually I'm not. She realizes it's kind of late. And also her phone is dead, and this book is written back in the early 2000s, so all homegirl had to do was take the battery out her razor and put the new battery in. She turned her phone on. Nikki's blowing up her phone like, girl, where are you? Your father and mother calling my house, and my mama said that you not there. You gotta get home. So she's like, Mazan, you gotta take me back to get my car. I gotta go home. He's like, is everything okay? She trying to act like she don't got parents checking for her. Baby girl, you got parents checking for you. She her back to the club. She gets her car. She's like, all right, thank you so much for the night. See ya. He's like, well, I want to make sure you get home safe. She's like, don't worry, I'm gonna be safe. And he's like, no, I want to follow you. She's like, no, here, take my number, I'll text you when I'm home. So she's driving. This man's following her, right? Turns into her driveway behind her with his big old bright headlights. She's like, Mazan, what you doing here? Her father and mother come outside. He's like, whoa, you Benjamin Atkins? Remember, his corny dude is trying to come up in the game, so nobody knew anything about Benjamin. Nobody had access to him, and he walked right on his front door. That's bad. That's why I said it was debatable about that paper, because apparently Mazam's just a little street boy who ain't got no credit. He's trying to be with the big dogs. So he now finds opportunity to link with Raven, not because he's interested in her, but because he has an opportunity to take over. Stay with it. This is all in chapter 1, babe. We setting up that storyline. So Benjamin's not feeling this man, because of course he's the kingpin. He know when people are grimy. He's sitting there side-eyeing him. Mazan's sitting there trying to put his little facade on. The mother in the background, I don't even know why she came outside in her robe. She should have sat up there with that robe and that shower cap and just went to bed. But she come outside like, baby, who is this? He's like, my name is Mazan. She's sitting there like, okay, well, you need to have my 17-year-old daughter home on time. So now he's like, 17? No worries. Next time I take her out, we'll be back on time. And she's like, well, you can't expect to take my daughter out. I don't know you. So why don't you come to my family barbecue tomorrow and just come into my house in my space that's very heavily protected on most days. But I'm going to invite this stranger to my house so we can get to know you better. The father looking at her was the same way I'm looking at her. Like, what's going on with you? So now you don't invite this man into my house. You don't know nothing about him. It's 4 o'clock in the morning, babe. What you doing? So now Raven over here blushing because her mother sees she liked the man, and the mother shot the shot for her. Child, they go back in the house. Raven's still getting it from her father. He's trying to run game to her. Raven's just like, but daddy, I love this man. She don't say that, but she acting like she do. And I'm just like, you don't even know if this man eats vegetables and drinks water, but you are so heavily invested in trying to see him again, and you don't want your father to cut him off or warn you about him. Yuck. So she's like, Daddy, what's my punishment? And he's like, you don't have no punishment, you gotta learn, but I love you. And they have their little cute little bond moments. So now we're going to chapter 2. So chapter 2 is the day of the party, right? I'm telling you, the pacing is just going. So we got the party started. For years, this party has been held because it's Morgan, who is Raven's younger sister. It's her birthday party. For years, they have had a family barbecue, cookout, gathering of some type of capacity, and nothing has happened. So the party's going on, all the hood people there. It's a good time. They're having a good time. Nikki's there with her friends. She done made it out the gutter safe with the old boy that she was with. Here comes Mazan. Mazan is there and names why he's there. He names that intention. I'm here not for Raven. I'm here to rob. I got my black Nike Air Force Ones on. I'm here to start trouble. So he got the goons outside with him, and they're just sitting there waiting for the cube to bust up in the house. Mazan has been trying to get his status changed for a good minute, and he done just... they could have went to any club in that city, but they went to that one. Raven has to go to the store for something random, and that's when she sees the same guy that she saw that was so mysterious, and it happens to be Ethic. So the father introduces him like, oh, this is my right hand man. I trust this man with my life, but I need y'all to run to the store for me. So of course Raven's like, hell yeah, I'm going to the store with him. Like, that man is fine. And Ethic is just like, baby girl, that's not what you want, and I absolutely do not want you, because you hanging out with this weird ass dude over here. Don't think I didn't peep you at that club, and I don't think you should be on that type of timing. Raven not trying to hear that. She always trying to see what's up with Ethic over here. Now I think Ethic was introduced as being maybe 23 when the story first started, so there's that age gap going on. So they go to the store. She's driving. She's trying to act like she got it. Ethic in the passenger side. He's trying to spit game about how her father and everybody is just like heavily respected amongst him. They get back to the house. Ethic sees that Mazan's actually there, and he's like, what is going on? We have never been slipping like this. Yeah. But when you introduce chaos and random opportunity, and when the mother's thinking with her woo-ha, you're gonna have a lot of chaos. She ignores it at first. I think she tried to introduce them, and Ethic was not trying to have it. They go back to the party. Everything is going fine. Everything is going real calm, right? Now she sees Mazan, she all over him. She's like, yeah, oh, I love him. Oh, he's so obvious. I'm having so much fun. Because I think Ethic also rejected her in that car, if I'm not mistaken. Or so like, you're not my type, and I have a lady, so I'm not interested in you, baby girl. So she's like, whatever. When they get back in the house, they're in the backyard. The house is no access unless you have to use the bathroom. This man already knows that, because he's been scoping out, like, what can I do to get in this house? So he says, babe, where's the bathroom? She's like, oh, first door on your left, don't go past that door. You might as well just have said go past that door, because that's what this is gonna do. So he indeed walks through the home, gets a full-on visual, unlocks the front door, calls his goon, says, get in and get out. Take everything, leave nothing. Comes back out in maybe like 5 minutes. Like, oh, thank you so much for telling me where the bathroom was. As soon as he sits down and gives the green light to his guys, here come Morgan, Raven's little sister, like, oh, sister, I gotta go in the house and change to my birthday dress. Let's go right now. I gotta pee too. So he's like, you gotta go right now? Like, he's like, you gotta go right now? So they go in the house. He over here shaking in his black Nike Air Force Ones, because the goons already in there tearing that place up. So as soon as the girls go in the house, they scream because there's men in the house masked up stealing from us. Mazan politely gets up, does a little church finger, and exits stage left. Benjamin goes into the house. Ethic is already on standby. He goes into the house like, what you need me to do, boss? And Benjamin's trying to negotiate with the man. I think it's two men in the house. The mother goes in the house and she's screaming and shaking and stuff. The men's like, if y'all approach us, we're gonna shoot. They're like, please don't shoot. We just want y'all to leave. Ethic already coming through the front door, but before he goes to the front door, he sees Mazan running to his car, hitting skirt on that. He out. He's sitting there like, why is he leaving it? The girl he's interested in is in this house at gunpoint and you dipping. The flags are not red enough for her. So Ethic comes to the door. He don't waste no time. Benjamin says, take my girls out of here. They can't be here. I gotta figure out who was trying to rob me. Who's gonna try to rob me during daylight during our family party? That's real bold. That's real audacious. Yeah. When you messing with a dude like Mazan, a lot of things are audacious with him. So they go back to Ethic's place. He's like, don't worry, boss, I'm gonna take real good care of them. Raven is so traumatized because that, there's a man's blood on me right now. And he's taking care of her. He's like, I'm gonna run your bath water. There's clothes right there for you. I'm gonna sleep by your bed so you feel safe. And she's like, well, I only feel safe around my father. Why can't I go back to my house? And he's like, you can't because, things are weird. So she goes to sleep. She finds peace and comfort in him. She's noticing that she liked him. Ethic steps into this role of reassuring. He's protective. He's a safety net essentially for her while she's away from her father. She wakes up the next morning very early to him working out downstairs in the basement, making mad noise. Like, it's 6 o'clock in the morning. You gotta be all day, like, come on. She goes down there and she sees him with no shirt on. She's over here getting mesmerized and he don't give a hell. He's just like, go back upstairs, you don't need to be down here. And you also need to leave that man alone that you was dealing with Mazan because he's corny and he's weird, and he probably robbed your father. She's like, no, he didn't. And he's like, babe, you might want to be a little bit more smarter, especially with the status you have. So he takes them back to the house. Dad has the same conversation with her, like, you gotta leave that man alone. I don't never want to see him again. She's like, Daddy, how do you know he robbed the place? He's like, I don't, but I know he's the only person that ain't never been in my house before. And all of a sudden, when he come to my house, things are real chaotic. And if 1 + 1 = 2 and 2 + 2 = 4, 5 + 5 is definitely 10. And I'm about to be on 10 if I see him around here again. And I don't want to see you with him. And she's like, well, Daddy, I like him. Like, why can't I be with him? And he was like, I just want you to be safe. You got to keep your eyes to the prize, baby girl. You ain't no regular schmegler girl. You my daughter. And I need you to be smart. She's like, Daddy, I am smart. And he tried to have that good old thing like, well, listen here. If I catch him around here again, it's going to be a lot of slow singing and flower bringing if my burglar alarm starts ringing. And that's the end of chapter 2. So yeah, it just goes up from there. As you can see, the shitiness, the griminess, being naive, being foolish, all of that is real prevalent in this. But I hope that it encouraged you to read it. I hope if you did read it, it brought back some memories. I don't know. I'm also really tired right now because I thought I speed ran that, but I think it's like late, or I've been talking for like 15-20 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn this off. But thank you for watching. I'll be back real soon. And we can do this again and again and again and again. But Ethic, I'm on your heels. Just because I'm giving you your flowers right now. Bye.